Israel did not attack Hezbollah first. Israel did not attack the Houthis first. In both cases, those were responses by the government of Israel to attacks from terrorist organizations.
Netanyahu is actually expanding the war. So despite U.S. calls for diplomacy, as you mentioned earlier, ceasefire, he's expanding it not just into Lebanon, but also into Yemen. Is it safe to say that he's simply ignoring U.S. concerns?
So let me take a little issue with the way you frame the question. Israel did not attack Hezbollah first. Israel did not attack the Houthis first. In both cases, those were responses by the government of Israel to attacks from terrorist organizations. So they struck Hezbollah after taking months and months of rocket fire and last week missile fire, drone fire from Hezbollah. When it comes to the Houthis, they have been on the receiving end of attacks, including in recent days from the Houthis that they were responding to. So they, like every country in the world, have a right to defend themselves from terrorism. Now, the way they do it matters, ensuring that they do so in a way that doesn't, that avoids miscalculation and doesn't needlessly increase tensions. That is the type of thing we will continue to be in conversation with them about. But I think we ought to just be clear about the facts of what happened.
Sure, but I mean, you have mentioned that the U.S. has counseled restraint. I mean, have you seen any restraint?
So I'm going to just go back to what I have spoken to, which is we want to see a diplomatic resolution. But when it comes to restraint, we also support Israel's right to defend itself against terrorism. If the United States was on the receiving end of a terrorist organization launching rockets at us, we would defend ourselves against that terrorist organization. If that was Hezbollah, if that was the Houthis, if that was Hamas, I can guarantee you those are steps that we would take. Those are steps that just about any country in the world would take. Now, the way they do it matters. The fact that they need to be smart and strategic matters, and we're going to continue to talk with them about how best to accomplish those goals, but they absolutely have the right to defend themselves against ongoing attacks from terrorism.
I'll follow up on Lebanon, and I will have one more question on the region. You said Israelis told you that this is a limited operation. Can you elaborate more on that? Like, how do you define a limited operation, and how do you define a major operation?
So I am, this is not a U.S. definition. This is what they have informed us that they are currently conducting, which are limited operations targeting Hezbollah infrastructure near the border. I will let them speak for themselves about what the operations actually are.
And
these are limited ground operations.
That is our understanding, but again, they should speak to that, not us.